evening, everyone. This is Mommy of Two, Wife of One. It is kind of late. Well, not late, but late for when I normally record. So I'm sorry that the video is coming so late this week. I want to thank you guys again for watching my videos, for giving me great feedback, for commenting, for giving me great topics to address later on. Continue to send your topics. You can send them to me through Facebook. You can, obviously subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can put some topic ideas in the comment section, or you can send me an email at momof2wife1@gmail.com. Feel free to do that all day long if you'd like. The topic this week is actually based on a couple of Facebook posts I saw this week from some female friends of mine. I had one female friend who posted a status where basically she was apologizing to her Facebook friends and telling them that she had so much stuff coming up with her son's first birthday and her husband's birthday and her friends getting married. So she's basically saying, I'm going to be so busy doing all of this stuff. So if I'm, out of touch for a while, don't be mad at me. I just got a lot of stuff going on. And another Facebook friend posted a picture of this watch that she really liked, and she was like, I see this watch and I'm wondering, why do I want it? Why do I think I deserve it? And just kind of her thought process when she sees something that she wants. And it reminded me of my thought process when I'm in the store. If I'm in the store and I'm buying something just for myself, which is very rare, but if I'm buying something for myself, I'll have an arm of like 5 or 6 different items. And before I leave the store, I've already talked myself out of buying about 4 of those items. I end up walking out with one item, a dress, a belt, a shoe, whatever. And I talk myself out of it because in my head it's like, well, why do I really need this? Do I need this? I don't really need this. This money could go towards some groceries. My son does need this. My daughter does need that. And I talk myself out of it. And it just reminded me how, as women, we make a lot of sacrifices, and we try, obviously we're not successful, but we try to be everything to everybody, whether it's our husband, it's our friends, it's our children, it's our parents, our siblings, our church members, whatever it is. We are only, well, I'll speak for myself. I am only one person. I only have these 2 hands, these 2 arms. I do not have more than 24 hours a day. I have the same amount of time a day that everyone else has. And while I'm doing all this stuff for other people and giving myself to all these other people, a lot of times in the process, I end up neglecting myself. And it's not that I need to spend all this money on myself. It's not that I need to go on these lavish trips every single weekend. It's not even that. It could be something very, very tiny and minuscule. And, I'm thinking about Christmas and how I started my Christmas shopping in October. Obviously, probably went overboard, bought a lot of stuff for my husband and for my children. Bought stuff for both of my goddaughters and for my nephew and for my goddaughter's siblings and for my parents and for my brother. And I'm so excited about the stuff that I bought people, and I can't wait to see their faces when they open it up, because I love giving gifts and I hope everyone enjoys it. And my husband asked me the other day what I wanted for Christmas, and I couldn't think of one thing to tell him. And it wasn't that I didn't think I deserved something, but it just didn't dawn on me that, oh, that's right, people probably want to buy me something. I completely forgot about myself in the whole Christmas gift giving, gift receiving, gift whatever thing. And, it's not something that bothered me, because I eventually thought of some stuff that I could probably use. But I think I realized that this is a problem that I have. I've gotten better occasionally. But basically, as women, like I said, we put a lot out there for everybody else. So there is nothing wrong with doing something for ourselves sometimes. Again, it doesn't have to be a big thing. For me, my time is kind of hectic because I am doing so many things. So sometimes just for me, doing something small for me can mean just taking like 15 minutes at the end of the day and painting my nails or painting my toenails. And it seems like something really, really small, but I can't paint my nails or toenails when my children are awake because the fumes might be too much for them. And my husband hates the smell of nail polish. So having that time for myself to do that makes me incredibly happy. It doesn't matter if the nail polish is chipping in the next day or 2, or if it gets messed up, but the fact that I took that time to do it for myself makes me feel amazing. And even just buying new nail polish is like my new thing to do. And I have a little bit of extra money and I really convince myself that I need this treat, I will buy myself some nail polish. And it seems really, really small and minuscule, but I don't spend money on myself that often. I'm paying for the bills, putting money in my son's lunch account, making sure, my daughter has shoes and all this other stuff. And aside from buying myself work clothes, which I don't consider a treat because I have to go to work and I can't, work naked, unfortunately, buying nail polish is the only luxury that I allow myself. And some people don't even allow themselves that. And so my message today is to all women out there who are like me, who feel bad about taking the time for themselves, feel bad about spending that money on themselves. Do not feel guilty. You do a lot. You work extremely hard. I'm sure your husband, your boyfriend, your friends, your parents, your kids, whoever, I'm sure they appreciate all the sacrifices that you've made. I'm sure they appreciate all the time you spend kissing boo-boos, listening to people's problems, giving advice, whether it's solicited or unsolicited, and just in general being there for every single person. I'm sure they appreciate it, but I know that they love you enough that they want you to have time to yourself as well. They want you to treat yourself as well. It could be buying that purse that you've been eyeing for so long. If you have all of your bills paid, if you have enough food in your house, if you if you know that buying that item is not going to empty your account and you're still going to be good until your next paycheck, then buy that item. And it's okay if it's something you don't necessarily need. When you're treating yourself, it's supposed to be about buying something that you want, not something that you need. And I'm not saying to go crazy and do this every single time you get paid or do this every week or whatever, but I just want you to take that time to love on yourself a little bit. It could be getting a massage, it could be getting a mani-pedi, one day. It could just be getting in the car. At least for me, one of my favorite times is going grocery shopping. And it sounds really, really boring, like something a typical housewife would say, and I don't care. For me, I don't go grocery shopping with my kids anymore because it's all about explaining to my son what this item is or making sure he gets to put stuff on the conveyor belt. And while that's fun and it's a learning experience and all that stuff, sometimes I just want my me time. So getting in the car, listening to music that I want to listen to, where I don't have to tell him the name of the song and he sings it because he asks me every single time when the song comes on the radio. But getting in that car, blasting the music as I want to go, driving to the grocery store, and taking my sweet time going up and down every single aisle. That is my me time, and that is my little treat to myself. And even though I'm buying food that I'm going to cook for everybody else, it's still just the idea of going grocery shopping just does so much for me and gives me that time and that space I need just to relax and just to chill. And all I am saying is basically take that time for yourself, whatever that time may be. Make sure you don't neglect yourself. The first friend I mentioned on Facebook who talked about all the stuff that she had to do for her son and her friend and her husband and everything, her birthday comes before all of that stuff. And she didn't even mention her birthday in the Facebook post. And I called her on it. I was like, don't forget to celebrate yourself. Like, your birthday comes before all of that. Do not neglect yourself. Make sure you still celebrate you. You as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, even if you are a single person, who cares? Single people, you guys are still making sacrifices because you're doing all this stuff for your friends, for your parents, for your pets if you have them, for your coworkers. You're still doing a lot of stuff for a lot of people because women, that's just kind of how we do. We want to be there for everybody. We want to be everybody's champion. We want people to, cry on our shoulders. We want to make them feel better. We want to do all those things, and it's not bad to do that stuff, but don't neglect yourself in the process. So that's my message for this week. Just don't neglect yourself. Take time for yourself, especially during this busy holiday season where emotions are high in general, because emotions are always high around the holidays. Just don't forget yourself. Love yourself because you do deserve it, whether you believe it or not. So that's my message this week. This is Mommy of Two, Wife of One. I'll be back next week. Hopefully I will record a lot earlier this time. I'm so sorry again, guys, if this video came so late. But I love you guys so much. Continue to give me comments and feedback. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.